What's going on, everybody? It is now day 18 of working on my house every single day until I finish all of my home renovations, and gotta say at this point it's becoming a little tricky to keep up with making a video every day, but I'm gonna push as hard as I can and at least try to get to 30 days of a video every day, and then I might take a break at that point just because it's tough to make a video every day. But today I've got not much time to work down here, but the whole challenge of this is to put in at least like an hour or two every day of working on my house just to make sure, keep myself accountable and get something done every single day. And today I'm going to work on this window here. I just need to trim it out, and then I also want to put in this last piece of baseboard down here. And this window is going to be, it's not, overly challenging, just a little bit tricky because of the way this countertop comes in. I'll have to notch around that, and it will just kind of end into the countertop there. So should be interesting, and once I get this done, it'll look obviously a lot more finished down here and be one step closer to being done with the basement at least. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with that. If you've never trimmed a window before, it's pretty simple. And I do have a video of actually creating this extension jam that's already in there. That's over on my Instagram. But if you're curious about, that's not going to be really included in this video. It's really just a box that you slide into place, but let's go ahead and get started on the trim. All right, so the first step I like to do is go to all of the corners and mark in 1/4 inch of reveal, just so I know what I can get some rough measurements based on this. I just like to have everything marked, and this is just a little jig that helps go around corners and basically marks 1/4 inch reveals. And now you can see this is where my trim's gonna land. So then I have a spot to measure from. So measure from here, and then I'll go around to all the other corners, marking them out, and that just gives me a good reference point. And then I can go start cutting out my trim and getting, chopping it up into small enough pieces that I can then begin to, I'll 45 one end, and then I can basically bring it down here and then mark exactly where I want that other opposing 45 to be, but I'll show you that in a second. All right, so the first piece I'm going to start with is this bottom piece, just because it's the most custom. Every other piece is cut with either 245s, or that one will have just 145 and then a straight cut down at the bottom here. But this one I've got to 45 it over here and then do a little notch around this countertop and then have it end obviously at the cabinet. So I'm going to start with that piece, get that right, and then I'll work around basically cutting all the rest. So let's cut this first piece, this bottom piece, and we'll get that one fit and go from there. All right, so I've cut this first chunk so that it's oversized, but I wanted to make sure that I could fit it between here, because now I need to mark out notching around this countertop on this side. So I'm just going to butt it up against and then mark where that needs to be, which is about here. Okay. And then put it like that. And then I'm lining it up on this mark here, so this is going to be my 1/4 inch reveal. I can get that lined up on there to know how far down to cut. About here. So this little chunk right here needs to go so that it fits right around this. All right, so I've got can see I notched this, and then I also took my sander to it and just rounded off that back corner and back edge just so it can be more of a flush fit. And then that goes in there just like that. Got a nice good tight fit to the cabinet. And then all I have to do is come down here and then just mark where that line comes down right there, and that's where my 45 will be cut. All right, so you can see I've got my bottom piece cut out, and then I cut a single 45 on this vertical piece, and I'm just kind of dry fitting them here. I'm not going to install any of these yet because I like to pre-glue all of my miters just because I hate when they separate. So I'm just fitting these into place, and now I can go back and basically take this one out. And this is why I like to mark all of my reveals with pencil, because I can line this one up and then I don't have to try and measure anything out. I've got my next mark up here. It tells me exactly where I need to cut my next 45 at, and that should be perfect. And now from here, I'm basically just going to do the same thing all around the window. I'm going to go ahead and cut out all of my pieces, just kind of working around, getting all of my pieces cut to their final dimension. And then I'm basically going to glue up the entire frame up in the garage, and I'll explain that when I get all these pieces cut out. All right, so I've got all of my pieces cut out now, and now I'm going to go ahead and go around and glue all of my miter joints so that, you look at any house, you look at their windows and around their doors, they're almost always split. Those miters never stay together because people just, put them up piece by piece. They might use glue, might not, but with no clamping pressure or anything, that glue's most likely not going to do much. So I like to glue everything so that miter never splits apart at all. So how I do that, you can either do it with wood glue. Some people like to use like a CA glue and wood glue so that it's more immediate, but I found something new by doing a lot of different doors and windows. If you use glue like this, you basically have to clamp it and let it sit for a while. But if you're doing a ton of windows, ton of doors, most people don't have time for that. So I found this thing, which I'm not going to pick up because it's oozing glue. But it's basically like a hot glue gun on steroids, and that makes it really quick. You just put some of this glue in the miter. You have to work pretty fast, put it together, clamp it for maybe 30 seconds, and then that joint is really strong, a lot stronger than CA glue and a lot faster than wood glue. So I'm going to go around. I'll be using that. If you're, just a typical DIYer, this is actually, honestly, it's kind of overpriced in my opinion, but it saves me a ton of time. Things like $150 just for the gun or the heating element, which seems a little overpriced to me. And then the glue isn't cheap either. So if you're doing a whole house, absolutely, if you're redoing every single door, all the trim in a house, get one of those. If not, you might just want to, take more time, use something like wood glue and CA glue. But I'm going to be using that, but don't feel like you have to. Oh yeah, and one thing that I forgot to talk about was these 90-degree miter clamps that I use. Again, not cheap, but awesome to have, and you can use them for many different applications, but they basically work by, you just have like a cam that slides that over, and these teeth bite in and just pinch that miter joint tight, nice and, or pinch it closed nice and tight. So These are awesome to have. Again, not cheap, but you know, it's hard to clamp a miter any other way, so highly recommend these. Like I said, you have to work pretty fast with this stuff, so I'm just going to apply some of this glue to one side, hold them together with my hands. You basically have to like work it really quickly with your hands because this stuff dries really quick, and then just get this clamp on there, and then it only needs like 30 seconds before that's like rock solid. Alright, you can see that got a nice tight joint, tiny bit of squeeze out, and that just comes off. You can either just pick it off or take a razor to it, but good miter there. So I'm just going to work around, do this corner next, then that one, and that one won't have anything because it goes into the cabinets, so 2 more, and then I can go basically install this. Alright, so probably the most challenging part of this whole thing is going to be getting it installed by myself. I don't have an extra set of hands, so making sure that everything gets lined up properly, and then just getting to tack a few brad nails into it. I don't think it'll be too bad, but should be a little bit challenging, so here we go. Alright, I'd say that turned out really well. This looks really good. Been in there very nice. And then all my miters turned out really good. I like it. So yeah, that's how I like to trim out windows and doors, that same technique. Just marking off, obviously, your reveal, and then just using those to get all your measurements and miters. And then I think the biggest thing is pre-gluing the joints is a must for me. I think if you don't do that, you're just going to run into all sorts of problems. And it's, I mean, honestly, trying to get like miters to line up on the wall for me is a lot more difficult than doing them, you know, not on the wall. So that's it for this one. Nice, simple, easy one. I was going to maybe do the baseboard down there, but as you can see, it's pitch black outside, so I'm not going to do that. But I think, you know, good enough video. I'm glad I got this done at least. So that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow.